Hello everyone, welcome to our channel Off Campus. If you are not subscribing our channel, please subscribe our channel and support us. In this video, we are going to discuss about one of the transform techniques, that is Z transform. We will see in that what is Z transform and definition of Z transform and what is ROC. ROC is nothing but region of convergence and inverse Z transform. First we will see what is the Z transform. First we will see the introduction of Z transform. We know that many transform techniques what is that? Laplace transform, Z transform and Fourier transform. These transform techniques are an important tool in the analysis of signals and systems. What is the Laplace transform? Laplace transform are popularly used for analysis of continuous time signals and system. Laplace transform are very well used for continuous time signals and systems. Whereas similarly Z transform plays an important role in analysis and representation of discrete time signals and system. Whereas Laplace transform used for continuous time signals and systems, Z transforms is used for discrete time signals and system. What is the Z transform? Z transform N is in a discrete time sequence. It is when we do Z transform, X of N become X of Z. X of Z is nothing but a complex variable Z. How can we define that complex variable? Z is equal to U plus JV, or otherwise Z is equal to R e power j omega, where U is the real part of Z and V is the imaginary part of Z. What is R here? R is nothing but the magnitude of this Z. Omega is the phase or argument of Z. R is equal to modulus of square root of U squared plus V squared. Omega is equal to tan inverse of V by U, imaginary part divided by real part, where U and V ranges up to minus infinity to plus infinity, whereas omega here, what is the phase? Phase ranges up to 0 to 2 pi. See, this is the diagram for general diagram for Z plane, where real part U plus U minus U, imaginary part plus JV minus JV here. This is the Z plane, where R, it is a R magnitude of this Z1. R1 is the magnitude of Z1, where omega 1 is the phase or argument of this Z1. See, here R is a constant value. R is a constant for same magnitude of, it is the same magnitude. When we take R here, what we will get? The same magnitude. But the phase is different for every point or every value of R1. Omega 1 phase is different. So R1 is the radius, is nothing but a radius. Z1 equal to same magnitude R1 and variable phase of omega 1. This omega 1 ranges up to 0 to varies up to 0 to 2 pi. This is the general or introduction of Z transform. Next we will see the formula or definition of Z transform. What is that? Z transform of a discrete time signal X of N is defined as X of Z is equal to summation of N is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity X of N Z power minus 1. This is the formula definition of Z transform. This is very important. X of Z is equal to summation N is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity X of N into Z power minus N here. What is N here? Positive and negative values. If it is ranges up to negative infinity to minus infinity to plus infinity. If it is ranges up to negative in value to positive value or positive, if it has both positive terms and negative terms, it is called the two-sided Z transform. It is called as two-sided Z transform. See for the next one, what is given here? X of Z equal to summation 0 to infinity x of n into Z power minus n. What is the difference between two definitions? Here it is ranges up to negative value to positive value. It has both negative values and positive values. Here it is only for positive values. So if x of n is defined only for positive values, it is called one-sided Z transform. If it has values for n, has values for positive as well negative, it is called as two-sided Z transform. Okay. Next, coming to the inverse Z transform. What is that? We'll see. What is inverse Z transform? Inverse Z transform. The inverse Z transform of x of Z is defined as x of n is equal to 1 by 2 pi j closed integral contour or residue we can call it as contour over closed integral x of Z into Z power n minus 1 into dz. Z equal to x of n is equal to 1 by 2 pi j closed integral x of Z into Z power n minus 1 into dz. What is Z here? Z is a Z transform operator here. Z is a, what is Z? Where Z is a Z transform operator here. What is what is Z inverse of x of Z will give x of n operator. Z inverse is the inverse Z transform operator. Z inverse can be called as inverse Z transform operator. Here x of n is equal to Z inverse of x of Z is equal to 1 by 2 pi j integral over c x of Z power n minus 1 into dz, where x of n and x of Z can be called as Z transform pairs of Z transform. X of n, when we take Z transform, we will get x of Z. When we take Z inverse Z transform for this, we get x of n. So x of n and x of Z is called as inverse Z transform pair. Next one important thing is geometric series. When we solving Z transform, when we solving problems for Z transform, it is important formula to find out the Z transform is called geometric general formula. It is a general formula. It can be used for solving Z transforms problems based on Z transform. So we have to be very clear, or we have to be well versed about this geometric series. We will see what is the geometric series here. Geometric series. The Z transform of a discrete time signal involves convergence of geometric series. It can be classified into two sets of formula for geometric series. One is infinite geometric series. The another one is finite geometric series sum formula. So we have to classify this as infinite and finite. For infinite, what is the formula? If C is a complex constant and 0 to 1, C between the magnitude of C should be less than 1 for infinite geometric series formula. Magnitude of C should be less than 1. This is the important notable point here. Magnitude of C should be less than 1. If and only the magnitude is less than 1, we can apply this formula for infinite geometric series sum. Summation n is equal to 0 to infinity. See, infinite geometric series, so n ranges up to 0 to infinity. C power n, it is a constant. It may be anything. C power n, what we will get? 1 divided by 1 minus c, where mod c less than 1. Mod c should be less than 1. This formula is going to be applicable. Next one is finite geometric series formula. What is finite geometric series formula? We'll see. Finite geometric series sum formula. If C is a complex constant and C is not equal to 1. When C is not equal to 1 and it is up to some finite values, summation n equal to 0 to n minus 1, C power n is nothing but 1 minus C power n divided by 1 minus E. So be careful in this. We have to be very careful in this. Summation n is equal to 0 to n minus 1. So 1, if it varies from 0 to n minus 1, C power n is equal to 1 minus C power n divided by 1 minus C, or can be otherwise written as C power n minus 1 divided by C minus 1, because there is no change. When we take outside minus of this term will give this value. So minus and minus will get cancelled. C power n minus 1 divided by C minus 1, or if, see here, if summation n equal to 0 to n C power n, if, what we will get? C power n plus 1 minus 1 divided by C minus 1. If it is varies from 0 to n minus 1, we will get n here. If it is varies from 0 to n, what we will get? C power n plus 1. Just add by 1 here. Just add the value by 1 here. Similarly, what we will get? 1 minus 0 to n minus 1 plus 1. Just add 1 in the upper limit here. C n minus 1 plus 1, nothing. This will get cancelled. So it is simply 1 minus C power n divided by 1 minus C. This is the concept of this formula. So when summation n is 0 to n, it is simply C power n plus 1 minus 1 divided by C minus 1. C power n minus 1 divided by C minus 1. Here C power n plus 1 minus 1 divided by C minus 1. It is for n is when C is not equal to 1. C is not equal to 1. Next, when C is equal to 1, what we will get? When C is equal to 1, it is n varies from 0 to n minus 1 C power n. It is nothing but when C is equal to 1, substitute in place of 1 power n. What is the limit? Plus 1. We will get simply n. Simply the nth term, n here. Or for if n is equal to, when C is equal to 1, for n equal to 0 to n minus 1 C power n, we will get simply n. Or when summation n ranges up to 0 to n C power n, we will get n plus 1 here. So this is the formula for geometric series formula for infinite and finite value. Note, what is the note here? The infinite geometric series sum formula requires that the magnitude of C be strictly less than unity. For infinite geometric series formula, magnitude of C should be less than unity, strictly less than unity. But the finite geometric series formula is valid for any value of C. That's what we have seen earlier. No, see here, for infinite geometric series formula, n should be less than 1. Magnitude of C should be less than 1. For finite geometric series formula, C value can be anything. For it is valid for any values of C. This is the formula for, this is most important when we solving problems for Z transform laws. Next we will see the important concept in Z transform is ROC. ROC is nothing but region of convergence. Region of convergence. What is the region of convergence here? What is the Z transform actually? It is a summation of, let's see, what is the definition of Z transform? Z transform, what is the definition of Z transform here? for the infinite values of z, it is the computation of, it is, what is the z transform here? It is the computation of summation of infinite values of n. So Z transform exists when the infinite sum converge. It is possible that the infinite terms, infinite terms may not converge to a finite value of Z. That infinite term may not converge for the finite values of Z. So, the sum may not converge for all values of Z. It cannot converge to the particular value of Z. That infinite term may not converge to the particular value of Z. So therefore, for every x of Z, there will be a set of values of Z. There will be a set of values of Z because it may not converge to a particular or certain value of Z. It will be a set of values of Z for which x of Z can be computed. Such a set of values will lie in the particular region of Z plane, and this region is called region of convergence. In short, we can call it as ROC of x of Z. What is ROC here? ROC, generally Z transform is it can be computed for the summation of infinite terms. It may not exist when the infinite sum converge. The sum may not converge to the particular value of Z. So it can be converged to a set of value of Z. So set of value of Z for which x of Z can be computed. We cannot compute for it may not converge to a particular value or certain value of Z. It will be a set of values. So for set of value will lie in the particular region of the Z plane. This region is called region of convergence, or simply can call it as ROC of x of Z. Next we will see summary of ROC of a discrete time signals. For a sequence of signals, the ROC, how the ROC converge in the Z plane we'll see. For a finite sequence, finite right-sided sequence can otherwise called causal sequence. If the values, what is a causal sequence? It exists only for n greater than 0. So, it is a right-sided sequence. For example, it is 0. This is up to infinity. It is a causal signal. It has n is greater than 0. N should be, it is valid only for n greater than 0. It is called right-sided signal or causal signal. For finite right-sided or causal signal, ROC converges. How entire Z plane except at Z is equal to 0. ROC will be in the entire Z plane except at Z equal to 0. Guys, I am just explaining for exam point of view, competitive exam point of view. You will study in deep in the standard books. We will solve problem in the upcoming videos. We will then only we have some clarity about what is Z transform, how to find out the ROC in our future videos. In our upcoming videos, we will solve the problems for Z transform and ROC. Just next, finite left-sided signal. Left-sided signal, it is only, what is the causal signal? It has only for, it is available only for, the signal has values only for n greater than 0. Similarly, anti-causal signal is nothing but it has only values for n less than 0. It has only values for n less than 0. It is only for positive values. It is only for negative values. It's called left-sided or anti-causal signals. How the ROC will be for left-sided or anti-causal signals? Entire Z plane except at Z is equal to infinity. Next one is finite two-sided signal. Two-sided signal can otherwise called non-causal signals. It has values for both positives and negatives. For n less than or equal to 0, What is the difference between anticausal and causal? It has only for them, it has only for values n less than 0. But for finite two-sided non-causal signal, it has values for n greater than 0 and as well n less than 0. For that, how the ROC will be in the entire Z plane except at Z equal to 0 and Z equal to infinity. When we solve problem, we can get the clarity of what is the ROC and what is the ROC and all. Next, for the infinite sequence, for the infinites right-sided sequence, otherwise called as causal signals, exterior of circle of radius R1 where Z greater than R1. For infinite left-sided anticausal signal, interior of circle of radius R2 where Z is equal to modulus of Z less than R2. For infinite two-sided signal is nothing but non-causal signal. For this, how the ROC will be? The area between the two circles of radius R2 and R1 where R2 greater than R1, modulus of Z varies between R1 and R2, between R1 less than mod Z less than R2, where mod Z greater than R1 and mod Z less than R2. It means that is mod Z greater than R1 and mod Z less than R2. This is the summary of the ROC of discrete time signals for the different type of signal, for the finite and infinite sequence when it is right-handed, left-sided and two-sided signals. Let's end up this session. Okay, in our upcoming videos we will solve problems based on Z transform and its ROC. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe our channel Off Campus and support us and click on the bell icon. You will receive notifications when we upload videos. Thank you.